There, let's go.
Alright, what's up everybody? I am here at Kansas Speedway in Cup Car in test session mode here, trying to do a preset or slider video for you guys. This is a slider of 6, and I ran in the 30.8s with this. I think a 30.83 or something was my best lap, and I'm going to try to get something in the 30.8s on video for you guys, and then we will talk about the line I'm running. I'll go to pit road. You can see the pit road adjustments and everything, but I number the sliders or presets from 1 through 9, with 1 being the tightest and 9 being the loosest. This is a 6, so it is 1 click to the right of the middle or the neutral setting. I got this on 4 times wear. So at 4 times wear, I only get a couple laps before my tires are below 90%. I got it on 4 times wear just simply because I like to put this through a full fuel run, and it's a lot easier to do that when you only have to run 14 or 15 laps instead of 30. Let's see if I can hit my marks here and get into the 30.8 range. This lap hadn't felt too bad. 30, barely, but that's a 30.8, so I will take it. Actually, let's back up here and let's hit turn 1. So a couple things about this, let's talk about the turns, then we'll talk about the setup. Okay, it's hard to see when you're flying by, but there is a traffic light here. Just past the traffic light, probably about where maybe the shadow is or something, is where I want to lift. And I'm going to run the high line. Kansas is a place where the high side is the fast way around the track. So you need to learn to kind of rim ride here. I'm out of the throttle for just a second. Actually, I'm not even sure I completely get all the way out of the throttle here. And then you're just hammer down. I try to run it down to where I am kind of close to this dotted white line that I am passing right now. I don't like to be right up against the wall just because it doesn't leave me any margin for error at all, so I try to run it a little bit down at the bottom. One thing that I do that's kind of gives me a little more, I guess you should say, comfort is as I'm exiting the turn, I try to get a little bit low. I try to get maybe closer to where there's this seam in the road, or maybe just a little bit below this white dotted line, because when I'm coming out of the corner, I don't want to scrub off speed by having to turn the car really hard left to keep from hitting the wall. So I duck down just maybe half a car length when I'm about 3/4 of the way through the corner, so that way I can let the car drift to the outside when I get to the end of the corner, and I can let it drift, and actually that way I am straightening the car up a little bit as far as the wheel. I'm turning it back towards the middle. I'm not trying to turn it more left to avoid the wall. So that is a little trick. Turn 3, I try to lift a kind of on entry, and really I feel like you can get into the turn a little bit before you lift, but what I am looking at is you're not out of the throttle very long. I think I'm lifting just a little bit before you get to this green painted advertisement on the wall. I'm definitely not out of the throttle all the way in 3 and 4, and I definitely want to be back in the throttle before I get to the end of this American ethanol, whatever this green paint stuff is. I am back in the throttle before I get to the end of it. And then I just kind of ride the high line here. Now, coming out of here, out of 4 is different, because coming out of 4, you want to try to cut off this straightaway and shorten it up, and you got kind of a high banking, so you want to take advantage of, you can get a downhill run coming out of here by moving from the top of the bottom or top of the racetrack to the bottom. So I kind of want to do this about where this green traffic light is. This is where I start coming off the wall. From here on, I am trying to work my way down the track, take advantage of the change in elevation of going from the top to the bottom, and shorten this straightaway by getting down here on the apron and then crossing the start finish line, clear down on the apron, then starting to work my way back up the track here as I get ready to go into turn one again. So now let's run this thing all the way around, and I will hit pit road, and you can see the adjustments I made. Kansas is pretty hard on tires. Any setup where you can get to the end of the run and have anything left on the tires is good as far as tire wear goes. I think I was in the high single digits on the right side. I think the tire wear was like 8 and 9% when I got to the end of a run, but I ran this thing till it sputtered. Okay, so when I say the end of the run, I had 8 or 9% left on the right side tires when the engine started sputtering. Okay, so I mean, I absolutely ran it. The big problem at Kansas is the car wants to get really loose on exit as the tires wear. So I ran this setup to try to set it up so it didn't do that, and also to have some tires left. And there you go. I went up on the tape one click, and it gets really hot early on in the run. You might not want to run it that high. I went up on all the tire pressures. I went up most on the right front. I started off by going up, I think, 5 pounds on the right side and 2 pounds on the left. But then I found out I was getting loose, and I had to back off that right side and went up, I think, 3 pounds. So that is the adjustments I've got for Kansas. And like I said, that's a 30.8. I think that's pretty decent, but I think it really shines on the long runs. I think at the end of a run, I was still running a 31.7, 31.8, somewhere in that range. So I think the long run is where it really shines. I wouldn't recommend this as a qualifying setup. You can probably run a looser setup and do better qualifying, but I think this is a good long run setup. Let's go to the garage, and you can see that I am on a slider of 6. So there we are. I am 1 to the right of middle. So on the scale of 1 to 9, that is a 6. So hope that helps everybody. I think these preset things are hopefully they become popular, because I think a lot of people run in preset leagues, and I think this will be useful to them. So give me some feedback on what you think about this setup, what you think about the presets in general, and what you'd like to see, and I'll see what I can do about getting out some good videos for you guys. Thank you guys for the support. Appreciate it very much. Last thing I'm going to tell you is I have a website now, so everything I have got, whether it is a custom setup, a setup tip, a preset, whatever series setup you're looking for, it's all on my website, setup-man.com. So check out the website, setup-man.com, and you'll see everything I got is out there, and I hope it helps you go fast. And I'll end this like I always do, tell you guys have a great day.